quarterback this season? We're keeping this realistic here. We know that nobody would think that he'll be in the top 3, probably not even the top 5. How about top 7, George? Buy or sell?
If he stays healthy, top 5 is not out of question here at all. He's a running quarterback. We know how valuable they can be. My worry is going to be what I mentioned when we talked about the Indianapolis Colts. Boy, man, if Pittman were to go down, there's not a lot to throw. He'll be running for his life half the time there. I like Pittman a lot. Small sample size of what we saw of what he's going to be. I played the 5 games last year before the injury here. So over a longer season, we'll see if he gets some catch up to him, what he can do. He's going to have to prove he can throw the ball to be down the field here. I'm going to buy this. All right, I want to buy on Anthony Richardson. I want him to be that guy because I want to see the excitement that he can bring. I think smart money might say go the other way because there's so many quarterbacks in that tier that hey, he could have a good year and still not finish top 7. That being said, I think he will show just like he did last year. He's going to be dynamic. I'm buying top 7.
Yeah, reminds me so much of Cam Newton in the early days too. I'm going to sell on this. I think it's too high. I think most leagues take away points for interceptions. If that's the case, I think his numbers are going to be 20-something touchdowns, 15, 16-something interceptions. That's going to negate some stuff. Yes, he will run. Can he play an entire season? Still very questionable for me. I have him as the 9th best fantasy quarterback at the end of the season, just outside the top 7. So I'm going to go sell on that.
It's time for the last roll here on Pro Football Today, pre-game style, before the Packers take on the Eagles down in Brazil, and we see how everything unravels tonight. But the guys and I were talking about maybe some future and flattery when it comes to the NFC East and the Eagles topping the Cowboys. We're all hoping, but we also have to talk about how much love is going around that NFC North, and that brings us to the Packers. Now, how much do we rally behind Go Pack Go? Dave, let me know your thoughts on this one.
I think the Packers are going to make the playoffs. To win the NFC North numbers fair, but I really like Detroit. I think everything is set up. They play almost all their games indoors, and I don't think that the Packers are going to win the division. Can they win the NFC? Absolutely. Would I say they're going to win the Super Bowl? No. I would already rule them out. Now, that doesn't mean that people won't bet them, but I've been in the book long time and let people bet Green Bay for many, many years. And I know that fans want to see them win. They've got more hope behind Love than they've had in years. Okay? Relax. They'll win tonight, and Tom is absolutely right. If they win and Detroit loses Sunday, this number's going to flip. Just like the Eagles lose tonight and Dallas wins Sunday, you'll be able to get them at a much better number. So I would hold up on winning the division bet. If you think that Green Bay is going to lose tonight, you're going to get a much better number after Sunday. But I don't know, Case, are you on the Love train? Do you like Green Bay? Is this one of the teams you have started?
The show on Peacock, the Love train.
I know. I was like, I'm not the kind of girl that drops the L bomb early. Sorry. They got to come in hot first. But I will say this. I think that there's just a little too much competition in that division. Lions probably made more of the appealing offseason moves. In my personal opinion, they had a stacked roster. They really just had to make a few little plug-in plays. Then you also have a Chicago Bears team that's got a lot of hype revolving around their name as well. And Williams showed up in the preseason. So you got two teams that we have to see how things fizzle out. But for me, Lions should really sit at the top there. I'm not really touching too much or going in too crazy when it comes to Love. It's not my season. But Tom, let me know your thoughts in terms of Dave mentioning gauging it, the potential flip if somebody wins or loses. I mean, how do you think things are going to play out for the Packers this season?
Yeah, I am fully on board with what Dave said. I think Detroit is just the best team in that division. I also think they are one of the best teams, not just in the NFC, but in the league overall. So I'm big on Detroit this year. I think, again, Green Bay, they make the playoffs. I think it's maybe a little bit too early to put them as one of the best teams in the NFC, but I think we're in for a close game. I would have to, we'd have to see their schedule to see like if there's an early season kind of like inflection point. If they play head to head, where would you buy in, or when would you buy in on that number? Could you wait? So it's a Sunday night game, primetime game, wait until one of the teams loses and then buy in back then. So, that's something I'll keep my eye on. It's about halfway through the season. Was that week 9 or so? Like, be sitting at was it coming into that game at 7-1? I could be on board with the Lions if they lose, and then buy back in at that point.
All right, so this is why everyone's going to stick with SportsGrid TV's NFL coverage and college football coverage and all the coverage, because look at what these gentlemen do. They gauge the lines, they watch the flips, they do all of the fun things, but we got to see where you guys stand when it comes to your best bets of the night. I want to give everyone plenty of time to dive into that. So I just have a feeling that Adam has something wicked up his sleeve. We're going to start with your best bet card and then work our way back over to Dave. Adam, where's the party at tonight?
What I don't have time to weigh in on the Lions against the Packers. Listen, it's all about Detroit is all you need to know. The last time that the Detroit Lions won consecutive division titles, the Super Bowl hadn't been invented yet. Just in case anybody is wondering the depths of despair that the Lions and Barry Sanders and so many others have had to endure over the years. But PC Principal is in charge now. He's doing Applebee's commercials, and he has loads of talent at his disposal. Also, it took about a month last year for him to figure out how in the hell to use Jahmyr Gibbs, but finally he has. This team, coupled with indoor Jared Goff, 14 of his 17 games inside this year. Watch out for Detroit. Put a Super Bowl bet on Detroit. Win the division, forget it. Like, that is the lock of the century. Absolutely. I am into Detroit winning this division. As far as what's going to happen tonight, I do like Green Bay as a team. I think the Packers are going to be in the conversation, maybe even in all likelihood be a wild card playoff team. But tonight, again, I wish I had Dave's hat. It belongs to the Philadelphia Eagles. And, if you don't want to mess around with the points, fine, go to the money line. You can still get a perfectly respectable number on it. But, going inside a field goal as well, I am absolutely comfortable with that. And so that's where I've already invested my money. I am on Philadelphia tonight. Just a team that is a little bit more ready for what is in front of them to start off the season.
Adam found love for the Lions and not so much love for love, at least in tonight's matchup. Tom, where do you stand when it comes to your best bets of the night?
I do think the Eagles win this game, but that also means that they're going to be playing for a out in front. So let's get some volume for the Green Bay receivers, and that means Christian Watson over 37.5 receiving yards. That is my favorite bet for tonight's slate. Like I said, I'm also on his over for longest reception. I also think there's going to be plenty of Devontae Smith, but looking to Watson to get the year started off on a good note and hopefully stay healthy for the entire season.
I love the longest reception. Might have to borrow/steal that one from you because, again, I'm manifesting like thousands of dollars tonight. But, Dave, where are your best bets coming in? What are you manifesting on your best bet card slate before we get into pregame or bowl game slate?
Wow, manifesting all these things. Adam wanting my hat. I'll take my hat off. I cleaned it up top, so we're shining.
Oh, you look good.
Pretty good, Adam. It's tight. It's high and tight. We got a lot of people to see this weekend. But yeah, you can have the Eagles. I really, really, really like the over. I don't love the over.
Okay.
In case that's good. You don't use the love word right away. We're spirit animals there.
Temperature
I like
check
that
still.
a lot. Yes. We got to go slow. But I'm looking down on my phone. I just got a text, and before we get out of here, I know it's about tonight's game and this and that. But Sunday, I just got word that Russell Wilson, you want to talk about like showing up and messing things up. He's in Pittsburgh. It's nighttime in Pittsburgh behind me every day. That's where I'm from. That's the team that still kind of gets me here. Justin Fields is starting for the Steelers. It's the first game of the season, and Russell Wilson is not starting. Yes, I just got word.
Are you serious?
Just now.
Stop it.
Yes, I swear.
Stop.
Justin Fields is starting for the Pittsburgh Steelers.
This is
on
great.
Sunday. in Atlanta.
No, Russell Wilson already. I mean, he's been announced as the starter. What happened?
Wow, I
He's
knew
got the
this was
calf
under
thing.
4 weeks. I knew
with
this
the
was under
calf.
4 weeks. What?
He's got the calf issue.
Got a
He popped back up on the
calf
injury report
issue.
yesterday or the day
Oh,
before.
come on, I need to
Unbelievable.
just
is a
anything on Twitter
travesty.
here. We get Scoop Sharapan
I
breaking all
told
this
you.
news.
I told you. He's
Didn't
connected.
even move the line.
He mentioned a guy in
Didn't
Brazil at
even
the top
move
of the show.
God.
Yeah.
Wow.
Wow.
Yeah.
This is
So,
So,
God.
adjust your
Yeah,
fantasy
Ian Rappaport
leagues,
tweeted
adjust
something about
particular
20 minutes
leagues.
ago saying it's looking that way.
Look, not only do you
Okay.
get best bets, but you get hot news. And I mentioned that Dave was
I-
plugged in before. He's got guys in Brazil. He's got best bets for tonight. He took off the Eagles hat, which means maybe some of my bets will come to life. I don't know. While we
Okay.
digest
man.
what's going on with Wilson and Justin Fields, hopefully not trying to escape the pocket forever and ever, amen, and getting sacked all night, for me, it's going to be Christian Watson or Jaden to get into the end zone. I'm taking that at plus 600. Jalen Hurts and Jordan Love to combine for 300-plus yards in that first half. Is it risky? Absolutely. Is it fun? Absolutely. Then I've got Barkley in that first quarter over 10 or 10-plus rushing yards. The role that he's supposed to have. I know I said it yesterday with Henry, but who knows? Maybe tonight's my night when it comes down to that. Packers first half total just over that 12.5. And give me a tight end tutty tonight with Dallas getting down in the end zone. Gentlemen, I can't thank you enough for getting
What is
me
your
excited.
celebration? What is your celebration,
That's
Case?
a secret. That is a secret because guess what? We're done with the Pro Football Today pre-game show. That means we've got live action with football coming in hot here shortly, but make sure you stick with us here on SportsGrid TV for all of the excitement.
Buy or sell, Anthony Richardson will be a top 7 fantasy quarterback this season. We're keeping this realistic here. We know that nobody would think that he'll be in the top 3, probably not even the top 5. How about top 7, George? Buy or sell?
You know, if he stays healthy, top 5 is not out of question here at all. He's a running quarterback. We know how valuable they can be. My worry is going to be what I mentioned when we talked about the Indianapolis Colts. Boy, man, if Pittman were to go down, there's not a lot to throw. He'll be running for his life half the time there. I like Richardson a lot. Small sample size of what we saw of what he's going to be. I played the 5 games last year before the injury here. So, or a longer season, we'll see if he gets some catch up to him, what he can do. He's going to have to prove he can throw the ball to be down the field here. I'm going to buy this. All right, I want to buy on Anthony Richardson. I want him to be that guy because I want to see the excitement that he can bring. I think, smart money might say go the other way because there's so many quarterbacks in that tier that, hey, he can have a good year and still not finish top 7. That being said, I think he will show, just like he did last year, he's going to be dynamic. I'm buying top 7.
Yeah, reminds me so much of Cam Newton in the early days too. I'm going to sell on this. I think it's too high. I think most leagues take away points for interceptions. If that's the case, I think his numbers are going to be 20-something touchdowns, 15, 16-something interceptions. That's going to negate some stuff. Yes, he will run. Can he play an entire season? Still very questionable for me. I have him as the 9th best fantasy quarterback at the end of the season, just outside the top 7. So I'm going to go sell on that.
Let's roll. Let's do this thing. Countdown to kickoff is on. I am Gabriel Morency. Welcome to a special edition of InGame Live NFL Game Day style. Great to have a game on a Friday night and incredibly rare to have a game on a Friday night in the National Football League. There's actually laws against it, believe it or not. But we can get into that a little bit later on. As far as our picks are concerned, last night we gave you Derrick Henry to score the first touchdown of the game. And anytime you have a big-time player that's joining a new team, they're going to want to get them involved early. And we have a couple of big-time players joining new teams. Saquon Barkley, of course, makes his Philadelphia Eagle debut. So I think Saquon Barkley's going to get to the end zone tonight, minus 110. You get plus 600 Saquon to score the first touchdown of the game. Josh Jacobs makes his Green Bay Packer debut. Another running back. They have identical prices, minus 110 touchdown, plus 600 first touchdown of the game. I played those 4 picks. So Saquon to score a touchdown, Jacobs to score a touchdown, and both of them to score the first touchdown of the game. But a gut feel here is Christian Watson at 11-1 of the Green Bay Packers to score the first touchdown of the game. We're big on Jordan Love coming into to this year. And, you know, it was 252.5 yards earlier in the day. It ended up getting up to 257.5, but the Philadelphia Eagles secondary has struggled against the pass over the years. They brought in, they tweaked things, they've drafted players, but let's see if it actually pays dividends this quickly tonight. So we're on Jordan Love over 257.5 passing yards. Jordan Love over 1.5 touchdown passes. And speaking of over 1.5, guys, be quick on this one. We haven't kicked off yet, but Tucker Kraft of the Green Bay Packers, his receptions tonight is 1.5. He ended the year last year catching 2 or more balls in 10 consecutive games, including the playoff games. And I remember betting on him last year, and it was flying under the radar all the time. I like to find the diamond in the rough, so to speak, and Tucker Kraft dinner is the diamond in the rough tonight. Over under 1.5 receptions. Let's go over. We're on the Green Bay Packers plus the 2. And I've got the over in the game. And, of course, you know what? Of course, we teased it to the over as well. And I should note, this is my first official pick of any of these contests. I do have the Green Bay Packers in my super contest selections. As I've been high on this game. You know, the Eagles guys, new coordinators on both sides of the football. No one in Dallas is missing Kellen Moore. And another thing, guys, so Vic Fangio is the new coordinator on the defense side of the ball for the Philadelphia Eagles. Vic Fangio's been in the NFL since they were wearing leather helmets, okay? So it's not like they have all off season. It's not like some new scheme to we don't know what they're going to run. No, you know exactly what they're going to run. Vic Fangio runs his system point blank, and I trusted Matt LaFleur to be able to pick this apart. Let's rock. We're getting ready to kick off. The Packers will get the ball first. Cam Stewart steps up and in. And, Cam, you see my picks. Packers plus 2, over 49.5. 7-point teaser to the over. Saquon touchdown. Jacobs touchdown. We played them both first touchdown and a little sprinkle on Christian Watson at 11-1 for first touchdown of the game. And I'd like to see the Packers get the ball first. I might get it right now. Let's rock.
Yeah, I'm with you on all the props. I have Saquon Barkley anytime touchdown and first touchdown. Gabe, my instinct pick, you went with Watson. I went with Reed. So another Green Bay receiver for first and anytime touchdown in this game. The only difference between me and you is I do like your Jacobs play. I'm on Philadelphia in this game. I bet it before at 2. The line went down to 1.5. I expect a tight game in this one. Wasn't sure about the total. I actually laid off the total in this game. You like points in this game? It should be with these explosive offenses.
I don't really know, though, what to expect, to be honest, from Philadelphia's offense. And I've been talking about this throughout the week. It sounds crazy, and maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm misreading this game, guys. We're going to find out, and it'll be fun over the next 3 hours here watching how it unfolds. But I believe more in the Packer offense right now. You know, the Packers, they have the same players back. You know, you got the same coaches back. It's Matt LaFleur's offense. Jordan Love really only started to click in the second half of the year last year. And, you know, the Eagles didn't play anybody at all in the preseason. And I think it could catch up to them a little bit. So Jacobs gets stuffed on first down on the first play from scrimmage. And we should know if there was already a penalty in the game. Last night it was a flag fest, so we'll see if they continue to send that message early about the offensive lineman moving too quickly. The old Kansas City Chief special. The season started off last night in explosive fashion. Crazy stuff. Just wild stuff last night. And like Al Pacino said in Any Given Sunday, it's a game of inches. And the inches are all around us. It's actually one of the better football movies, actually. A lot of sports movies aren't very good. Any Given Sunday, it's pretty good. Like, you got Lawrence Taylor in there, and James Woods, like, is the evil teen doctor. You know, Jamie Foxx. Great cast, Al Pacino. If you haven't seen it any given Sunday, there's a great speech that Coach Pacino gives about football being a game of inches. And last night we saw, man, and another thing is, too, they probably would see it anyways, but if you're a wide receiver, just wear white cleats. It makes it so much harder to tell if you're in or out of bounds. If you're wearing a black shoe cam in the white line, bro.
Great call.
Camouflage cam.
Yes,
camouflage, bro.
Like
you wear
hockey.
white. It's like,
Yes,
you prove that I touched that.
Yes.
Because you called it a touchdown. But when it's black and white cam, it's black and white. If it's white, you know what I mean? You can't tell.
I like that. Hey, what's going on?
It's like
No, it's a great idea. Yeah, no,
you know what I mean? Come on.
Put that away in the tickle truck there, Morency.
Like if you're an offensive lineman, I don't care if you wear pig shoes, Cam, because you're not going to be dancing the sidelines. But if you're a wide receiver, bro, you live and die on the sidelines. You might get a call here or there because of a white shoe.
You're right. I couldn't like that. That's actually really smart. And like it's like those idiots who have white tape in hockey. Why? The puck's black, so
I'm
the
a
goalie
devious
can
person, Cam. I always think. You know what, though? It's like, exactly. It's like hockey with the black tape, but it's the same thing, Cam. Smart defensive backs wear the same damn colored glove as the other team's jersey.
Exactly.
Like, if they're wearing a black jersey, you wear a black glove. They're wearing a white jersey, I'm wearing a white glove. And you know what? The ref can't see as well, Cam, when you're grabbing them from the back and pulling the jersey and stuff.
Anything to win, Morency. You got to think outside the box.
I don't know, like, why these aren't mandatory type of things. There's a list. Hey, guys, these are little tricks that you need to know. It's like my my MMA trick. You want to be greasy in the cage?
Yeah.
Take a bath in Vaseline the night before.
Sounds
You'll
amazing.
sweat out.
A lot of Vaseline for me.
Anyone that's been to a sporting event, the atmosphere before a game, I think Game Time Decisions has that same exact atmosphere. This is our arena. This is what we do. There is going to be an energy to Game Time Decisions that you will feel night in and night out. The excitement you get when you lock your bets in, when you're figuring out what you want to do, we can zone in on the biggest games each night. I want this to be the place that people come to before the games start so they feel as ready as possible to lock in their cards. We are going to hit every single one of those markets that you need to know about. We're going to go through every single thing, and I've got a great team behind me that's going to help me get the job done. There is not going to be a better place, I promise you, than Game Time Decisions to get that new information, react to it, and be able to then bet accordingly. We will have everything at our disposal, and we will use that to our advantage. I'm Kevin Walsh. Tune into Game Time Decisions from 6 to 8 p.m. Eastern on SportsGrid.
Team golf is back. Oh, yes! Are you ready? Let's go! That's what champions do.
Well, of course, we had late drama last night on the program with the touchdown that wasn't meant to be last night. And we have an early touchdown here that was nullified, offsetting penalties on both teams. And it was Jaden Reed that scored the touchdown. It was Jaden Reed that actually scored the touchdown. Beautiful pass and catch into the corner of the end zone. But offsetting penalties, they have to redo the play. And then on the next play, they actually threw it deep to Watson in the exact same spot. They went like different player to basically the same play. And, it was nice coverage. And here we go, guys. The Green Bay Packers, very aggressive. Matt LaFleur, he plays to win. He's going for it right now on a 4th and 6 on their first drive of the football game. Unlike we saw last night with the Baltimore Ravens playing a conservative. Listen, they're on the 38-yard line. They're in nowhere's land. It's too far for a field goal, and you don't want to punt from here. We'll see if they even get a playoff, and they do. And sloppy. Just like last night, over and over, man. These offensive linemen really need to figure this out.
Great call.
Now you just put yourself into a punting situation. You can't go for it on 4th and 11.
No.
Changes the dynamic completely.
The little things,
right
Morency. That would have been great for both of us with Reed, because I didn't know you had him in your fantasy too. I got him in my fantasy, so that would have been beneficial. But that's life, and you said it. Like we talked about the games last night. We've seen these referees, Hockley and this guy, more than plays in the game. Just penalties galore. It looks like the preseason, things didn't get cleaned up.
Yeah, you know what, though? Exactly. You can't blame the referees as much as people like to. Last night was a little excessive. Like there were a few there were some bad calls last night. Let's just call it out for what it is. But what are you going to do? I mean, half the damn line moved at the same time, and the other half did it with the Green Bay Packers. That's on them. That's just, it's early in the season, guys. I get it. But still, these games count every bit as much as they will, like when, you're battling for the division late in the season. The season's short. Like, there's not a lot of room for error in the National Football League, not for long. And you won't be in the league long if you make too many mistakes. So they get the stop right now. The Eagles are going to be getting the football. Nice punt. They're going to pin them inside the 10-yard line, give or take, as the ref resets this right now. So updated number after the non-score. The total is sitting at 46.5 right now. So it really hasn't moved too much. The computers aren't panicking over one drive, Cam.
I got to be honest with you, Gabe, just the way I'm starting to feel about this game, I'm starting to feel there might be a little defense. That's just a vibe play, but you're right, 46.5, very similar to the opener, but we got lots of time left. And Green Bay did score a touchdown that was nullified on penalties on both teams.
All right, a quick update, because this isn't the only football game going on. And if you're a football fan, this is paradise. You've got NFL, and this is a rarity, actually, that you actually have the worlds collide like this. It's like a football equinox in which you've got the NFL playing, college football playing, and CFL football playing at the exact same time as we do right now. So the NFL game, we're off and running. There's only been one drive. If you're just joining us right now, updated numbers, 46.5 the total. The Philadelphia Eagles are currently minus 135 on the money line. And speaking of Philadelphia, the Philly Godfather will step up and in a couple of minutes and join us. He's in Vegas doing the contest rounds, and he'll step up and in. We'll get his thoughts on this football game. We'll take a look at all these in-game props as well throughout the night. But we've got college football and BYU and SMU. I'm on BYU plus the points. I'm not a big believer in SMU. And in fact, I've even got a piece of BYU on the money line in this game. They were dominant. I'm not going to say dominating early, but they were looking really good early. They scored early. They were sort of pushing SMU around a bit. SMU's chipping away. They've kicked 2 field goals. So it's 7-6 in this football game right now. And SMU are minus 3.5-point favorites. They close as 12-point favorites in this game, Cam. I'm on the BYU Cougars and the over. I got the Cougars. I got the Cougs plus 12. I've got the over 56, and I got the Cougs on the money line, but I did it in-game at plus 155. So I do have a nice plus money play here, but the total is really in a little bit of trouble now. 43.5 is the in-game.
Yeah, they could open up in the second half, but you're right, Gabe. A lot of problems with that total. A 7-6 game, you wouldn't expect that. I'm also on Northwestern in the final game. I think you like the Wildcats as well, playing Duke. That game goes off at 9 o'clock Eastern, 6 Pacific.
No, I like Duke.
Oh, you like Duke, do you? I thought you liked Northwestern. Oh, geez, we're on different sides tonight. Okay. I like Northwestern.
I don't love it. It's a Duke and Northwestern.
I don't love it either. You can't love it. You can bet it.
But I'm on Duke.
Anyone that's been to a sporting event, the atmosphere before a game, I think Game Time Decisions has the exact atmosphere. This is our arena. This is what we do. There is going to be an energy to Game Time Decisions that you will feel night in and night out. The excitement you get when you lock your bets in, when you're figuring out what you want to do, we can zone in on the biggest games each night. I want this to be the place that people come to before the games start so they feel as ready as possible to lock in their cards. We are going to hit every single one of those markets that you need to know about. We're going to go through every single thing, and I've got a great team behind me that's going to help me get the job done. There is not going to be a better place, I promise you, than Game Time Decisions to get that new information, react to it, and be able to then bet accordingly. We will have everything at our disposal, and we will use that to our advantage. I'm Kevin Walsh. Tune into Game Time Decisions from 6 to 8 p.m. Eastern on SportsGrid.
The golf has been mesmerising. They are the Live Golf Team Champions.
Team golf is back.
Oh yes!
Are you ready?
Let's go! That's what champions do.
Are we having fun yet? Let's do this thing. In-game live, NFL Game Day edition. We've had a turnover. Listen, anyone that's been tuning into this network for the 10 years I've been here, I think we're going on 10. I think it's 9 going on 10. I think it'll be our 10th anniversary coming up. Do I get a watch or something?
How about a sports
I don't know.
bonus?
It's probably more like Glenn Ross. Someone gets a watch and someone else gets a pink slip and someone gets the steak knife. There's the first prize, trip to Hawaii. Second prize, steak knife. Third place, you're fired.
What a movie that was.
You go from Hawaii,
so
steak knives, fired.
I'll take steak knives. I don't mind being in the middle. Just don't want to get the pink slip.
Steak knife. So, what I was going to say, all kidding aside, it's like when we do this in the Stanley Cup and hockey, whatever. There's always something that happens when we go to a commercial break. It's inevitable. Like we should almost bet it. This is something crazy going to happen. So as soon as we went to our last commercial break, Jalen Hurts threw a pretty bad interception over the middle of the field. The Packers have the ball on the 12-yard line right now. I'll tell you what, they can't get anything going on the ground. They've given the ball a couple of times to Jacobs on the ground here. This Eagle defensive line has been very good. But we know this, right? Like we know this. I know, if you're, and I get it, they don't want to get, how's that not a penalty? Like there's some rough stuff. Oh, all right, it was a penalty. So, Cam, that's the whole thing. I get it. They want to mix it up a little bit, but dude, the Philadelphia Eagle defensive line, it's like they're all Georgia Bulldogs and stuff. Like they're stacked. They got a bunch of massive dudes. You can't run on these guys. They're secondary. You can pick them apart, man. Like these young wide receivers can cause these guys trouble. I want to see them throw the ball. And man, these guys, the field is really bad, guys.
It's awful.
Like Jordan Love just planted back to pass and his foot slipped.
They're going to have to go get longer cleats, Gabe. I know you have special cleats. You got the extra long teeth there. When you're dealing with this, you have to do this.
This is the better equipment and training staff that knows this, that brought multiple shoes.
Very
like the
important.
Montreal Alouettes and the ice bowl in Montreal years ago. One of the players came up. None of the shoes were working. They were playing on ice. He took a staple gun.
Amazing.
And he went through staples
so
through the
smart,
shoe.
Man. Hey,
and he had
great.
staples. And he told the guys in the room, guys, trust me, I've gone through like a bunch of pairs. This is the best idea. It's pretty primitive, Cam. Imagine running around with staples under your shoe too. Your feet.
Hey, whatever it takes, Morency. I was going to say
those
nails,
guys in the '70s were hardcore, bro. They were like, "Yeah, man, staples, do it."
These guys now. Oh, my feet hurt. These guys are putting staples and nails in shoes. A different world we're living in, buddy. But this
Eagles,
field, it sucks.
Yeah,
it's really bad.
Oh, it's bad, guys.
Like, everyone's
there's
slipping.
big chunks. There's like it's a soccer field. It seems to be it's hot. It's moist. And soccer players don't weigh 340 pounds and stuff. So you've got all these massive dudes. Like you can see the line of scrimmage is always like really chewed up after. And we've only played a couple of minutes of this game. Like we're just started. And the quarterbacks, Cam, like you can't even plant your foot.
Nope.
Like this could lead to an injury. If I was the NFLPA, I wouldn't be too happy. Like someone could get hurt twisting something just like on a weird, in a weird way. But whatever, dude. The Taylor Swift fans have more power and are tougher than the NFLPA are. Like, what's the NFL? Well, the NFLPA. Oh, we're up. Yeah, good for you. What are you going to do? What are you guys do? What are you guys going to do? You're going to roll over like you always do. So they got to stop, though. Packers have a field goal attempt coming up, and it's a chip shot, but I don't want to. You never know, right? With the field, too. He might slip. He might the snap.
Remember, new kicker, too. They got rid of Carlson, so Narvison's the new kicker for the Packers, too.
Laces out. Laces out.
Narvison.
31-yard field goal. All right, should be right down the middle. But like we said, and the kick is up, and the kick is good. The Green Bay Packers score the first points of this football game, although you can say the Philadelphia Eagles, nice stop holding them to a field goal. We talked about the new offense here, Cam. Kellen Moore takes over as the play caller. And you know what? So Brian Johnson, guys, not the singer of AC/DC, but Brian Johnson was the offensive coordinator last year of the Philadelphia Eagles. And not a lot of really people know who he is. And one of the reasons why I actually do know, I actually saw him in high school in Texas in the World Global Junior Football Championships. He was the quarterback. Mick Aussie was there. It was the Nipple Super Bowl. It was in Houston, Texas.
Nipplegate. Great Super Bowl, yeah.
Janet Jackson. It was the Carolina Panthers, Jake Delhomme and Brady and the Patriots. It was a crazy game. Second half was really nuts. But anyways, so it's crazy to look back. All right, here we go. Here's a big play big play SMU here right now. So we got a fun game going on there right now. But
the BC Lions are up, Gabe, 17-6. I hope you rode them this week. As I said before, I think they're going to go on a little heater. Rourke looked really comfortable in Victoria, and Montreal's a damn good team. Great start for BC. Great start.
Yeah, it looks like they might have found something right now. You're right, Cam. 17-6. They're minus 5.5 right now. The total is 52.5. I got distracted. I was about what I was saying, but SMU. I'm like, is SMU about to score? So SMU are moving into the red zone right now. BYU, man, sort of like the Ravens last night. That BYU marched down the field early. Haven't done anything since. For the record, Julio Rosario, who's a regular on the show, Big Card Julio, he went to WIU, Western Illinois University. He's an alum.
Amazing.
So it's his team playing tonight against Indiana. They just got on the scoreboard. I'm not happy about it. I'm on Indiana.
How's the over in that game? It looks pretty. It looks like it's going to get there. Like the teams are scoring. Yeah, it's there.
The over will get there. The in-game total right now is 68.5. The over is going to get there. We laid 44.5 points with the Indiana Hoosiers. And you know what, Cam? I was saying earlier, it's like a football equinox. How about this, bro? Think about this. Brothers are both playing games at the same time right now. Curtis Rourke is playing for Indiana, while Nate Rourke is in Montreal playing for the Montreal Wets. Got to be proud parents.
That's fantastic.
On TV. Both of them are playing at the same time. And as good as Nate Rourke is, Curtis is better. Like, Curtis has better NFL prospects. He's 6'5". Like, he's 230 pounds or whatever. He's like a big kid. And he's playing in the Big Ten right now with Indiana. So, for the record right now, the Hoosiers are laying 56.5 points in this game. The BC Lions are up 17-6. So, Jalen Hurts and the Philadelphia Eagle offense coming back out onto the field. The Philly Godfather will join us on the other side. We'll get his thoughts on where we're going with this is. But, so as I was saying, though, about the offensive coordinators and the changes and Brian Johnson, Cam, he was actually the quarterback. And if you'll recall, He was the quarterback for the Utah Utes about 15 years ago.
You're right.
Right. And then he worked his way up the coaching tree. And the thing is, though, he was an offensive coordinator in college. He was with Utah. I think he went to another sort of big school. He was the OC. And then, boom, he was named the OC of the Philadelphia Eagles. Why was he named Philadelphia Eagle OC? Because he's from Houston, Texas, and he mentored Jalen Hurts when he was a kid. Like Brian Johnson's a stud quarterback from the area. He's a coach. The Hurts family trust him, knew him. They got him in here. I can't imagine, Cam, that Hurts was overly impressed that they threw his buddy under the bus. You know what I mean? And brought in Kellen Moore. So there's a lot of chemistry issues that you have to wonder about with Philadelphia. And like I said in the video I did earlier in the day, I think Philadelphia will be fine as the season goes on, but I expect it to be a work in progress as they learn Kellen Moore's offense, as they start to figure out Vic Fangio's defense a bit more. And they're reporting right now, they're showing how bad the field is right now.
Yep.
We'll see if this is going to affect Jalen Hurts as the game goes on as well.
I'm going to tell you something, Morency, too. The Philadelphia Eagles, remember, no team tapped out as bad as they did against Tampa Bay. I'm on them tonight, but this game, I already have kind of buyer's remorse here. Like, they got a problem with this team.
Speaking of Jalen Hurts, and what's going to happen? Jalen Hurts fumbles the snap. The Packers recover on the 10-yard line.
Wow. What that?
Oh, yeah.
Anyone that's been to a sporting event, the atmosphere before a game, I think Game Time Decisions has that same exact atmosphere. This is our arena. This is what we do. There is going to be an energy to Game Time Decisions that you will feel night in and night out. The excitement you get when you lock your bets in, when you're figuring out what you want to do, we can zone in on the biggest games each night. I want this to be the place that people come to before the game starts so they feel as ready as possible to lock in their cards. We are going to hit every single one of those markets that you need to know about. We're going to go through every single thing, and I've got a great team behind me that's going to help me get the job done. There is not going to be a better place, I promise you, than Game Time Decisions to get that new information, react to it, and be able to then bet accordingly. We will have everything at our disposal, and we will use that to our advantage. I'm Kevin Walsh. Tune into Game Time Decisions from 6 to 8 p.m. Eastern on SportsGrid.
Team golf is back. Oh, yes! Are you ready? Let's go! That's what champions do.
Well, it's been pretty eventful. It's like last night. It was like, wow, what an eventful start to the game. And like even in the first quarter, and here we go right now, already an eventful start. The Green Bay Packers are knocking on the door right now. They're inside the 5-yard line. They're up 3-0. And we were talking about Jalen Hurts, and I was anti-Eagle to start the season. I was going on and on about, I think they're going to struggle early. Right on cue, he threw the interception. Then I said, well, let's see how he does on the next drive. And the Eagles as a whole, and it's still early, but what did I say all week, Cam, in the last 2 weeks about this game? You think Jason Kelsey would have snapped the ball early and would have hit Hurts like that?
Exactly.
You know the heart and soul of your football team. I brought this up, Philly Godfather. Yeah, people there's more than one Kelsey, right? And Jason Kelsey was the heart and soul of his football team. How you doing, my man? How's Vegas treating you?
They're having a great time, man. Over here at the Fountain Blue. Won some big money last night on Kansas City. We had a -2.5, and we also had a big teaser, Baltimore and under. It looked great the whole game. Then at the end, I'm thinking I'm going to lose both wagers, and miraculously we cashed the bet. But you're talking about Jalen Hurts. You got a new system with Kellen Moore. Usually takes the sharper quarterbacks 4 to 6 weeks to get acclimated. With Hurts, it might take him a little bit longer. And if you ever notice Hurts splits on the road and at home, he's just 10 and 18 on the road against the spread, while he's like 18 and 10 at home. So when he goes on the road or on neutral, he's not the same quarterback. So they're going to have some issues early, but I think they get it together later on in the season.
I agree as the season goes on. That was my deal, too. It's a work in progress, but, like a lot of football teams. Man, Matt LaFleur is gutsy. They just went for it on 4th and 2 from like the 5-yard line. I think they got it. And there's no more sticks, right? We go to technology now. This is another new. We didn't see it last night. There wasn't any debatable. It never really came up. But when in time of question, we go to sort of soccer technology now. They have the computer graphic and all that type of stuff. But they squeezed it. They ended up getting it. I don't know. Let's see if Sirianni wants to challenge it now, maybe. But I don't know what's going on. I can't tell. It sounds down. No. Green Bay called a timeout. My bad. So Green Bay called a timeout. So Philly Godfather, you played Dallas Goedert tonight. Dallas Goedert prop. And you played some Hurts props, but you're also on the Packers tonight. So what do you think about this game? And let me get the in-game number right now for everybody, as it's updated number. It's 50.5 right now, the total. And this is sort of the time to bet it, yes or no, before the Packers, score this touchdown, which I think they're about to. The Packers are -3.5 right now, Philly Godfather. And I think we're all on a Josh Jacobs touchdown prop. This is setting up nicely here. If he could punch it in, they're going to give him the chance. And I've got him to score the first touchdown of the game, Philly Godfather, at +600.
Yeah, I got him at +700. I put a video out on Twitter as well. And I got him anytime touchdown. I'm hoping he gets in there. I took the over 48 as well. But I'm getting a little worried because the field is so slippery. And, when you have a slippery field like this, there's so much uncertainty. Guys are slipping up and down. Sometimes it helps you. Sometimes it hurts you. And when you were talking about Matt LaFleur, as an underdog, he's covered 22 out of 32 times. So, the Packers here, I think they were definitely the right side. In Philly, everyone's starting to, figure Sirianni out. Maybe he's there just to call timeouts. That's why they brought in these coordinators, not really happy with him. I call him the water boy. So with the Packers
the water boy. That's amazing.
Yeah. With the Packers, I think you got the better coach and the better quarterback. I'm all over the Packers there. Now, the total is scaring me a little bit, but I did go over 48.5. I got some other props. Watson, anytime touchdown. I got Saquon Barkley, anytime touchdown as well.
I don't know what it is with Philadelphia, but it was the same thing, guys. When the Eagles won the Super Bowl, a lot of people thought, well, you know what? Frank Reich did a lot of that, right? All the work with the quarterbacks. And Peterson really didn't get the credit. And then, Sirianni comes up, his first press conference, remember, Philly was like kind of awkward and geeky, it was almost like Adam Gase-ish type thing. People are like, oh my God. But then he became the cool kid in town. Oh, Sirianni's the man. Yeah, was he the man? Or like you just said, was Gannon and Steichen, sort of the and now look him when they're not there now, sort of fell apart last year. And like Philly Godfather said, he didn't choose Kellen Moore. He didn't choose Vic Fangio and stuff. They brought in like grandpa to oversee things and like the young hotshot. So it'll be interesting to see. But it's a bad division, right, Philly Godfather? So they got time to work it out. 2nd and goal. I tell you what, though, the Packers, Cam, they've had a million opportunities inside the 5 and 10, and they do nothing with it. Like they're doing nothing.
Great point. You could regret this. If you're settling for field goals, Philly might get their act together. They should be up way more points in this game.
Over twice.
All right,
3 points.
And these are turnovers like very deep into the end. Like both turnovers have been on the other side here, so they should have at least. I was thinking at least 10 points by now, Gabe. But if they hold them to a field goal, Philadelphia, that's a big victory.
Yeah, and if the Eagles do end up winning this game and covering the spread, everyone should thank Fangio because their defense has kept them in the game early. It could have been a lot uglier. That 12-on-12 when they scored a touchdown. I mean, they should have let it stand. You had 12 guys on each side of the field. So, but they already took a touchdown away from the Packers. So, yeah, you better thank Vic Fangio if you're on the Birds tonight.
And we're going to have a 4th and goal coming up. It looks like they're going to kick another field goal here. So, not big stop for the Eagles, and for over players such as myself and Philly Godfather, not overly excited about it. For Eagle backers such as Cam, he liked that stop.
I did.
That's like the thing. There's
I just
something
hate
for
doing
everybody.
these shows. I hate doing the shows when we're on opposite side. Thank God we all got the same props. I got Reed.
Well,
I thought he
I'm
got
not
that first
raging or
touchdown.
anything.
No, I know.
Yeah, I don't know what the hell's up. Yeah, dude, the
Right.
first touchdown. How many better chances are we going to get, guys, for this Jacobs first touchdown inside the 5-yard line twice? Come on, man.
Billy Godfather said it too. That touchdown, there was 12 men on the field on both sides, Morency, on the controversial both teams' penalties. That touchdown should have stood, and we should have hit that first touchdown, anytime touchdown. Bunch of crap. That would
Right
great.
before it happened, Cam said he's on Jaden Reed to score the first touchdown of the game. And then it happened, but it got overturned.
Yeah, I'm pissed.
That would have been a great.
We hit the Derrick Henry last night, first touchdown of the game, plus 500. So we're looking to keep the party going, like try to hit the first touchdown for every one of these primetime games. All right, so on the other side, we got a couple more minutes with Philly Godfather live from Las Vegas, Nevada, and we'll get his thoughts on the weekend card before we get him out of here.
Anyone that's been to a sporting event, the atmosphere before a game, I think Game Time Decisions has that same exact atmosphere. This is our arena. This is what we do. There is going to be an energy to Game Time Decisions that you will feel night in and night out. The excitement you get when you lock your bets in, when you're figuring out what you want to do, we can zone in on the biggest games each night. I want this to be the place that people come to before the games start so they feel as ready as possible to lock in their cards. We are going to hit every single one of those markets that you need to know about. We're going to go through every single thing, and I've got a great team behind me that's going to help me get the job done. There is not going to be a better place, I promise you, than Game Time Decisions to get that new information, react to it, and be able to then bet accordingly. We will have everything at our disposal, and we will use that to our advantage. I'm Kevin Walsh. Tune into Game Time Decisions from 6 to 8 p.m. Eastern on SportsGrid.
Welcome to the Live Golf Team Championship. The golf has been mesmerizing. They are the Live Golf Team Champions.
Team golf is back.
Oh, yes!
Are you ready?
Let's go! That's what champions do.
Six 0 in this football game, and I got to tell you, wasted opportunities by the Green Bay Packers. Jalen Hurts has thrown an interception that was caught and returned to into the Philadelphia side of the field. They fumbled a snap, and they had it inside the 5-yard line. The Packers even went for it on a 4th and 2 and got it like inside the 5, and then couldn't score again. Jordan Love, and good call by you, Philly Godfather. I'll give credit because I'll admit before the game, I said, yeah, Vic Fangio, guy's been in the league forever. So at least you know what his system is. But this Eagles secondary in short spaces has looked really good. Jordan Love has had a hard time. Like, quite frankly, he's looked like Lamar Jackson. Like, he's like me playing darts. Like, I'm missing the board. A couple of off passes there. But before we get you out of here, one thing I like about you, Philly Godfather, on Twitter is you'll post opinions on games in advance and different plays. And I remembered this one because I'm a Michigan fan, but I remember a couple of weeks ago or even a month ago, you said Texas -3. And, hey, look, it's -7.5 right now, so you got a pretty good number right there. Wild line move with that football game. So props on the good number. We'll see how it plays out. But we got about 3 minutes here. What about the NFL this week? Week 1 NFL, what catches your eye early right now?
Yeah, it's a little tough. This is one of the tougher weeks ones in a long time. I kind of like the Cardinals +7. I know you're a big Buffalo Bills fan. I think that team got better. They drafted well defensively. They added, obviously, Marvin Harrison Jr., my neighbor down there in Philly. We own properties next to each other with his father for years. So I think they got better. I went over 6.5 wins for their season win total. What else? I think the Panthers +4. You got 2 crappy teams. Give me the plus money every time. So I'll take that bad team +4. I bet a teaser. I bet the Bengals. You can get them probably down to -1 with the Jets +11 or 11.5. And I also tied in the Rams. So I kind of mix and match those 2 teams. I think San Francisco starts off slow. That Super Bowl hangover. As much as people, you don't want to be superstitious, but it's real. You see how teams perform the following year in week 1, and against the spread, they're just horrible. So I put in those teasers. What else do I like? I kind of like the Jags a little bit, +3.5. Their defense got better. The whole world's bet Miami, and I never want to be on the side of the public. So I like the Jags a little bit, +3.5. What else did I bet? I kind of like the Colts a little bit, +3. It's the right side, but that game's really going to set the tone for both teams, man. If the Texans come out and they outperform the market and they cover the spread, well, that's a big wake-up call for the AFC because that team's going to be for real. And I tell people all the time, teams that outperform the market usually go deep into the playoffs, and other teams you got to watch out for. So that's about it, man. I mean, any other games you guys like, let me know, you know what I mean? And I'll break them down if you want.
Well, one thing I'll say, though, and I know you've got a book, and there's a lot of NBA stories in it, but I could assume, man, you could write a book or a full chapter at least about owning property next to the Harrisons. I mean, come on. That's like right there. Like the stuff that you've seen, man. I'm like, I was like, all right, we're going to stick to the picks here, but that'd be a whole other podcast of questions.
Oh, you're telling me.
That'd be a whole other show.
Big book. Huge book.
I got a better one. When AI first came to Philly, he lived in Franklintown Apartments, which was right next to my beer distributor. And next thing you know, we started hanging out and becoming friends. And we actually got his lawyer for him, Richard Sprague and Guy Sciola, when they got in trouble. So there's so many crazy stories in there. I got married on Friday the 13th in Las Vegas, been married for 32 years. Figure that out. I overturned a conviction. I sat for 2 years, fought it, appealed it, ended up being exonerated of all charges. Hit 3 10-team parlays in my life. So, it's been a crazy life, and I've been betting since I was 18. I mean, it's been a roller coaster, man. So I'm just glad where I'm at right now in life. So we decided to write the book, and then the movie's coming after that.
Hey, it's great to see that you're still enjoying doing what you're doing. Thanks a lot for stepping up and in from taking some time from Vegas with us. Enjoy the beautiful property that is the Fontainebleau. And, you better win because it's not cheap there.
I need the Lions at 1,300 to win it all, and I need Ohio State. I know I bet them early, and people are like, why are you betting them early? And the reason why I bet them early because in about 6 weeks, they're going to be like -250 to win the whole thing. So I like Ohio State and Detroit Lions to win the whole thing.
Love it.
There it is. Philly Godfather from Vegas. Great stuff. Enjoy the rest of the weekend, my man.
Good luck, guys.
All right. There's the Philly Godfather with us. Yeah, great stuff. Like I said, the Fontainebleau, beautiful new property. So the first quarter's come to an end. We got a 6-0 football game right now, but the Eagles are showing signs of life. They picked up a couple of first downs. They're on the Green Bay 43-yard line. Total's 46.5 right now. Packers are -2.5.
anyone that's been to a sporting event, the atmosphere before a game, I think Game Time Decisions has that same exact atmosphere. This is our arena. This is what we do. There is going to be an energy